Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a minute to walk through how to make sure that your account is successfully connected to different brokers and trading venues. So that also includes on chain and off chain exchanges. So the beauty of being able to have Blockcircle and the way it is now is you have one standard unified interface that brings everything under one fold. So there's an umbrella universal trading engine that you're seeing here that we're calling the routing engine, and how it goes and facilitates and matches all of the trades directly to each individual destination that you yourself want. So what the way we have it, and all you need to do is you click your profile once you're logged in, and you go into just click my account. And then once you're here, this is your main account. And you see how it says that there's one exchange and one broker. So this is my experimentation and research account that we have as the team. And what you do is just click brokers and exchanges. So once you click brokers and exchanges, it's going to take you directly to your main exchange connection desk. And you'll see there's about more than 150 different brokers and exchanges you can connect to. And this took a long time to build because each exchange needs to be individually connected and integrated. Again, a reminder that everything is encrypted in Google Cloud KSM. So it's an entirely non-custodial model. We have no visibility into any of the funds. We have no influence or control at all. It's very similar to the way that TradingView is set up, where you can connect via API, and that's how we have it set up as well. So if you are wanting to connect Binance or Charles Schwab or Coinbase or a Kraken account, etc., all you would do is just click connect. You paste in your API key and your secret, and then you name the profile that you want, and then you're up and running. So then once you do that, you'll be able to see that there are endless opportunities. So for me, I think if you're able to access decentralized exchange with perpetual futures, that would definitely make your life easier when you're trying to go long or short. And if you want to be able to access leverage, if you're an accredited investor across different countries in the world. So this is a global platform. It's not specific to one market. So if you have access to, depending on your residency and citizenship and whether or not you're in a controlled or not controlled jurisdiction, you can have access to Hyperliquid or DYDX or lighter futures, et cetera, or Aster. And all you would do is just go to the exchange that you want to have access to. So if it's Hyperliquid, all you do is click connect, and then you can have multiple exchanges, accounts connected to it. And then when you're in, if you want to execute a trade, so we'll go to Trade Alpha as an example, and say there's a particular trade that you want to take. What you can do is you click trade, and then what will happen after that is it will then show up the universal trading engine, and it'll tell you immediately what is the most preferred exchange or venue or brokerage that is allowing you to go and execute a trade on it. So Alpaca Markets is a good digital first broker that allows you to go and execute trades, and it's mostly free, and liquidity is good, accessibility is good, affordability is good, and then broad inventory of assets is good. So all you do is you set up an account on Alpaca Markets, and then you request developer API access, which only takes a few days after you go through the KYC and AML verification process. And then you'll be able to get an API key and a secret key, and you would paste that in. So let's say you click setup, and then it's telling you, okay, I want to connect to there, and then you put in your key ID and your secret key, and you're up and running. You can do paper trading, or you can just go immediately to live trading. And then if you want to execute that trade on a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange, or if you want to connect your MetaMask or your Phantom or Rabi wallet, you can immediately do that as well. And you can also distribute the trades across multiple accounts. So you say, I only want to execute 16% on exchange one, and then 24% on exchange two, and then I want to have the residual 60% on exchange three, which would be Coinbase. And that's how you distribute one large trade across three exchanges to minimize slippage and minimize your total transaction fee and the total cost of executing those trades. So that's the beauty of the model. That's why something I'm really proud of. And you can see that you can literally trade practically any asset. It's 10,000 plus across all asset classes. So that's why it's very important for me to really make sure that I do a good job of explaining how to connect these exchanges. So again, if you find an asset that you want to buy, so if it's crypto or if it's not crypto, if it's a stock, equity, ETF, FX, commodities, precious metals, etc., you can access all those using the new trade function. So it's very simple. Like you would just go to it, and then it'll tell you what's available. So if I'm going to stocks, it's telling me that Apple's available, Nvidia, but practically any asset's available for you. And then once you find something that you want, you click it, and then it's telling you which venues are available. So the top three are Alpaca, Charles Schwab, E-Trade. But if you click see all 50 brokers, then you'll be able to access all of them. And it's the same type of way that you can connect them one by one. If you have institutional accounts through Bloomberg or Fidelity, you can also use the same platform as well. And if there's an exchange that you really want that you don't see here, please let us know and we'll add it. But we've practically added all of the, I think we're covering like 98% of the total cumulative financial market volume. And then you also have DEXs, so decentralized exchanges, and then decentralized exchange perpetual futures. If a tokenized stock is trading on them, which a lot of them are now. Like Kraken is also trading tokenized stocks through its centralized interface. And then if you want to go down that route, you just click which exchange you want, and then it's going to tell you choose a wallet. And then once you choose a wallet, you're able to connect to it directly, and you connect your MetaMask or your Base or any wallet that you could possibly imagine is available here. This one function took more than 5 weeks of making sure that it was correctly programmed and set up and natively integrated for you. So please test it, experiment with it, and let us know if there's any new features or additions or tweaks you would like for us to make. And that is it. So then once you have that set up, you can literally go into your accounts and it'll show you what accounts are there. You can also set up your safety controls. This is something particularly important for me, for someone in with an information security and a risk management background. I'm very careful with making sure that the capital is deployed in a very safe and responsible way. And I don't want to be in a situation where because of some type of programmatic script or an error, or your computer is compromised in some way and then trades are executing while you're sleeping. So what you could do is have safety controls in place. You can obviously have two-factor authentication enabled at the account level, and that'll give you some protection. But these safety controls are very valuable because you can say, I only want to have 3 orders a day, and I only want to have a maximum notional per single order limit of let's say, 107. I want to have the maximum daily notional as, let's say 600 or 1100. And then I want to have max concurrent positions as 3. I want to have duplicate order rejection windows. So essentially, if you have multiple sequential identical orders that are all coming through at the same time, that's very likely to be some type of bot that's going haywire, or the computer is compromised. So you can change this and you can adjust it to 10. You can have circuit breakers. And you have to actually review and accept a disclosure form if you want to do trades above 500. So these types of safety controls will help you. And then you can also disconnect or really just you can disable a particular account if you want. And then once you have it connected, though, you can click portfolio, and then this will show you exactly what you have in this particular account. So, and it allows you to go in long or short or trade, etc., across the different assets. So this becomes extremely helpful to have one unified portfolio view where you have your cryptocurrencies, your stocks, your ETFs, your mutual funds, your precious metals, and then some commodities listed out with other investments. So that hopefully gives you an idea. And then the last thing about the account connections is once you have your accounts connected, you can have all of your trades here. You can have your trades history. You can have your terminal view, which really gives you an ability to see any asset that you would want, where it's showing you as an alternative option aside from TradingView. And then across multiple indicators that I find particularly helpful. So like the momentum, multi-time frame momentum scorecard is extremely helpful. Relative strength is helpful. Money flow index is very helpful to track. And then you can go long and short as you want as well. So right from the interface, and then look at it across different time periods. And then the other thing is autopilot. So autopilot is, think of it as it's similar to you having cruise control turned on, or autopilot on a plane, where you can intervene and control at any time, but ultimately you can set up your exact buy-in and sell out conditions and what the parameters you want around that. So, but that's literally how you would do it. So, for example, if I want to go to the momentum trading engine, and which is allowing you to look at these trading strategies that we have. So, like, Bitcoin Cash, 92% win rate, this particular trading strategy, almost 300% return, something that I'm trading myself. You can click deploy live, and what it'll do is it'll go with one click deploy the entire trading strategy. Now, this is helpful because you can do it this way, or you can go and say follow and auto trade and say, I only want to I only want to execute the trades directly to this particular account. And I only want to use like 2% of the account. I can set my own conditions and say I only want to have a stop loss or a take profit, etc. I could also have advanced settings, and this is where the advanced settings are incredibly powerful, and that's where autopilot enters the picture. So you can have as many autopilot profiles as you want, and you say I only want to trade up to 3% when a trade is crypto, and only when it's long, and only when it involves BTC, and only when the conviction score is above 70. I only want to have use no leverage ever. I only want to, when it reaches 2%, I want to sell 33% of the position. When it reaches 5%, I want to sell 33, and when it reaches 9%, I want to sell the residual 34%. And you can have multiple DCA in, or dynamic cost average in, or dynamic cost average out, so scaling in and scaling out. So you can get very sophisticated here in terms of trade execution parameters and conditions. And let's say an example, I say I only want to trade when the volatility index is below 20, and only want to trade when Bitcoin's 24-hour price is above 0.01. So 1% appreciation in price. So only when Bitcoin is green for the day, I want to be able to trade, right? And we'll add many more to these, but this is just an example of what I'm showing you. So only trade when Bitcoin price is above 80,000 and the market's green and volatility is relatively low and manageable. And then there's so much more you can add. Now, but this is the beauty of the autopilot. So you can set up autopilots to mirror trades on that institutional investors and funds and large scale whales are buying if you go to the Whale Alpha tab. So the Whale Alpha tab will give you that view. This to me is one of the most powerful modules in the entire platform because of what I was mentioning around being able to mirror what they're doing and to be able to have these attached to an actual profile itself, right? So the autopilot is something that's going to be continuously in development, and something that I'm particularly excited about because you can mirror trades across spot and perpetual futures and margin markets across investors that have a proven track record, that many of them are still trading. And you can see this. You can see their last trade was today, last trade was yesterday, last trade was a week ago, etc. So you can set the filters exactly as you want, and then you click trade, and then it'll automatically mirror their trades to your particular parameters, your risk tolerances, and your investment horizon that'll fit your personality best. So that's how we do it. So you can go to Momentum Trading Engine and you can say, right now we only have three, but we have many, many more that we're going to add. So I want to say, let me look at these three. And